Now, the number of second-hand homes for sale has dropped by 50% in 10 years. New figures from the property website MyHome.ie show just over 12,000 properties available in July, about half of what was available back in 2014. Well, our news correspondent Zara King is in central Dublin for us this lunchtime. So, Zara, what does this mean then for people who are trying to buy right now?
Well, Colette, it's interesting. We were talking to Joanne Geary this morning from MyHome.ie about what exactly the statistics tell us, and there's a lot of conversations about first-time buyers and people trying to get a start on the ladder. But the reality, and something that's probably less talked about, is the fact that there are people who are maybe trapped in their first-time home, their families are growing and they can't afford to actually move on. It's things like trying to gather up the deposit to actually move on. Now, Joanne would say that those people obviously have benefited from being homeowners in the last couple of years, but it is difficult for them to actually sell up and find a bigger property in the location they're living in. Perhaps they're tied to that location because their children are attending schools. So it sort of gives us an insight into the cycle of life, Colette. If they don't move on, of course, their houses aren't available for the first-time buyers and everyone finds themselves a little bit stuck. Let's take a listen to what Joanne had to say this morning.
Yes, and indeed that trader market, which is often overlooked. We speak a lot, as you say, about first-time buyers, but the trader market is certainly suffering in the same way with a lack of supply that's generally in the marketplace. But if you're in let's say, a 1 or 2 bed apartment and your family is growing, there's 50% less stock available for you to buy in the market right now, and that's going to be concerning for people. And it's also why property prices have been increasing in the last number of years.
Okay, let's just talking about property prices, just to look at those figures. So there's 12,477 second-hand homes available for sale on myhome.ie. Joanne tells us today that 8,000 of those are valued at around 450,000 or below, and then while 3,000 of them are costing between 450 and 800,000. So house prices are going up. And what she told us crucially, Colette, which I think people will find very interesting this lunchtime, is that in the middle of last year, houses were selling for above the asking price by 1%. The statistics from this year now showing that most houses are going for 6% above the asking price. She's telling us that's less stock, higher prices, more people chasing that less stock, meaning that house prices are unlikely to come down anytime soon.
Our news correspondent Zara King, thank you for all of that.